Hello there and welcome back to another video. In this one we're looking into a next part of my little sort of journey of one wargamer style affair where I've been trying to build together the Army of Thror and more specifically the young Thorin, Dwalin and Balin going up against the orcs and such that you will know from that flashback in the first Hobbit movie. So, even though I said I was going to do this at the start of the month, I have actually done it now. It's all ready and good to go. So, I've actually managed to get the painting done on my various characters. So, I will say the Forge World models are... I mean, they're the fine cast stuff, so it's not really that good, I guess. But I think they came out okay in the end. So obviously this is Thorin with his sword, his dwarven sword, and his oaken shield at the ready for fighting. And he's getting ready to bring the rest of his dwarven companions charging forward. Did sort of like a rocky base that's similar to what I've done for my other dwarves, but instead of it being sort of like a dusty stone, that would be mimicking the kind of look that you would get from sort of inside Khazad-dûm and Moria. I went for a dirtier look, so it sort of mirrors the battlefield that they were fighting on. So that's Thorin done. So that's one character down. Then I have, let's do Dwalin next. So he was probably my favourite to paint because he was nice and easy, to be honest. So there's Dwalin in all of his glory, ready to kick ass and take names. And again, similar thing to what I did with Thorin there with the basic and stuff to tie it all together. And you've got to have brown rims for Middle Earth. You always do. So there's Dwalin done. And then last but not least, for the young folk, or as young as they can be, we have Balin here, who is striding forward, looking to cleave some orcs apart. Very nice indeed, I think. So yes, there's the three characters that I was doing for the young side of things. I did pick up the other characters and get them done as well. So there's my Thror, looking rather good, I think you'll say. I think you'll know. I was a bit dismayed at the fact that there was a crack in the shield there, but I don't think you're going to really notice it. And otherwise, had a nice time painting him. He's a really fun model. Really enjoyed working on him. So there's, Thror ready to go. And then last but not least, we have Thrain, who again was an interesting one to paint. Quite enjoyed working on him too. Oops. Away he goes. Quite enjoyed working on him as well. I am not necessarily a fan of the fine cast stuff, but you know, it's done the job, and I've got some characterful figures that match up with the way that they should be from the films. So they're done. So that's the characters out of the way, and that's the first bit of the three that I was doing for this little tiny mini campaign. Next up, of course, we have to get some troops done. And you might remember that I'm going to be using Erebor Dwarf Warriors for the mixture of this. So they are movement 5, fight value 4, a save of 4+, strength 3, 6 defense, 1 attack, 1 wound each, courage of 6 and intelligence of 7. And you can arm them in a variety of different ways. You have them with standard heavy armor and hand weapon, but you can also give them a spear and shield, or just a spear if you decide. And they're a decent set of miniatures for you to dive into there. So you get a fair amount of them in the box that you obviously get for Middle Earth Strategy Battle game. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 on each sprue. And you can arm them, as I just said, with spears and shields and everything else. So you've got lots of different options on that side of things. A lot of people don't necessarily really like these dwarves, but I actually think they're quite nice. I think the spears are a bit weird. They're very big, and some of the poses are a bit odd. But other than that, I think the detail on them is actually not too bad. And I'm looking forward to getting them all done. So my idea is, because the scheme for these, if we go back to the book for a second, is fairly easy to do. It's just dark leather over metal, and then you just do the faces and the beards. Because the schemes are fairly easy to do, I'm thinking I can probably rattle out the whole 24 of these, even though I don't. Well, I do need 24, but even though I don't need a whole 24, especially for my smaller warbands that I'm working on. But yeah, I'm going to sort of like work to that as my sort of idea for where I go with this month's work. Essentially, get all of these guys done very quickly, easily and done, with nice basing and stuff, and they're ready to go. So lots of interesting poses. Flip over the sprue so you can see the other side as well. So you got, that's the other side of it there, with a few more bits at the bottom too. And because these are exactly the same identical sprues, I thought it would be a good idea to build some of these so you can show off what they look like when they're built. So there's one of them with hand weapon and shield at the ready, charging forward. We then have another, who is hand weapon and shield but swinging out. Now you do get that awkward thing with some of these miniatures where you get that weird bleed between different areas of the model, but it's not as bad here as that has been with some of the other stuff that we've seen for older kits. And then if you're looking for spears, here's one I made with a spear and shield. Again, that spear is very, very exaggerated in terms of size, but I suppose they've got to use something to take down big trolls and stuff like that. So there's a guy with a spear and shield. And then last but not least, we have this guy, this guy with just his spear at the ready. There we go. So, yes, this month, as you can see, got all of the characters done. They're all done and dusted and ready to go. Thorin is ready to lead his warriors into battle against Azog and Bolg and everyone else. And got a whole bunch of plastics to get working on for the rest of this month. So wish me luck, and by the time we roll around to October, I should have 24 of those boyos done. Really interested to see where it goes. I'm going to kind of like refine my army list a little bit when it gets closer to the end of this. So once I've painted up the 24 Erebor Dwarf Warriors and the 24 Grim Hammers, I also need to get a captain and a Grimhammer captain, don't I? Oh dear. Okay. Well, that's something else I need to do. But once I've got those done, I will dive in and we'll have a look at the list and sort of breaking it all down again. But yes, that is where I've got to so far. Just a little bit of a hobby update on that front for the Army of Thror. And yeah, hopefully you're enjoying the way that this is going, and you don't mind the fact that I may have butchered some of the painting of these miniatures, but there we go. I had fun doing them, and that's what counts. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and make sure to dive into the comments as well. But most importantly, drop me your thoughts in the comments. I'd really like to know what you think about the army building side of things, how I should kind of sort of work this out. Should I go with lots of captains? Should I go with lots of different troops? Should I mix and match things between different captains and things? Should I just fill out the roster for each of these characters? Where should I go when it comes to how I build my list? But yeah, I'd love to know what you have to say on this side of things. But yeah, I guess you'd say hobby vloggy type thing done. And I'll be back with another video very, very soon. Bye for now.